Welcome back to the Parra Cave Podcast. Look, some very sad news came through on Thursday afternoon of the 24th of April 2024 with the passing of Mr. Terry Hill. Now, look, this really shocked myself when I found out through social media. I was at work, I was on a break, and I was just happening to look through my phone and check the emails, and I saw this news come up, and it really shocked me to find this out. Unfortunately, Terry lost his life in the Philippines. He was over there working with charity, I believe, and with an orphanage, I think it was. I could be wrong, so please bear with me with that one, but I think that was what was happening over there in the Philippines, and of what has been reported as a heart attack at the age of 52. Very sad news indeed. Now, this probably, as a Parramatta Eels fan, and Terry being a major part of the Manly Sea Eagles in the mid to late 90s, is probably a little bit strange, but this has really shocked me, I think. I honestly cannot believe that this has happened. I did a little bit of a post on Instagram when I found out the news, and I think one of the main reasons why I think it sort of shocked me a little bit, and still does now whilst I'm still recording this, is the fact that I managed to get in contact with Terry on social media 2023, I think it was, about the possibility of trying to organise a podcast chat, like I do with former players of the game. And so I got in contact with him. It was July of 2023. So I got in contact with him. He said, yes, would love to. He gave me his phone number. We said to try and organise, give him a call and try and organise something. So we did to and fro messages here and there about trying to set it up. And then, unfortunately, today, finding out this news, we never got around to doing this or doing a podcast chat together. Unfortunately, because I reckon it would have been a great chat. Look, my memories of Terry as a younger person growing up in the 90s, watching rugby league when he started playing. He debuted at the South Sydney Rabbitohs in 1990, playing 9 games for them. His debut game was against Canterbury. He actually scored a try in that game as well, played centre. The Rabbitohs went down to the Bulldogs that day, 1990. As I said, did score a try on that day. So played 9 games for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and then moved to the Eastern Suburbs Roosters. I think I heard correctly that Jack Gibson tried to get him over, or got him over to the Eastern Suburbs Roosters. Now, this was a very early on in the 1991 season. Terry seemed to be I guess you could call it the face of what was a draft system that was implemented in rugby league. So this was a very complicated situation, but basically a draft was you could be signed to a club and told that you got to go play for them, sort of thing. So it was a bit of a restriction of, I guess you could call it, not trade, but I guess freedom, I guess, and Terry was seemed to be the sort of face of that, because he was in the Eastern Suburbs Roosters in 1991, and then he appealed that, and he agreed to a 3-year contract with Eastern Suburbs, and then by the end of 1991, the High Court overturned the draft system, and then Terry was given a release, and he was able to move on to the Western Suburbs Magpies, which are no longer around in the competition at the moment. I think in lower grades they are, but certainly not in first grade. They have merged with the Balmain Tigers to become the West Tigers, in which Terry did end up playing for them later on in his career. So he played for Western Suburbs for a couple of years, and then Bob Fulton got him over to Manly in 1994. And he played in the 1995 Grand Final against the Bulldogs, which Manly lost, but he got a taste of Grand Final football. He also did make his debut for Australia in 1995 against New Zealand, and again, a debut game for Australia. He scored a try in that game against New Zealand, that game being played up at Suncorp Stadium. He scored a try, played centre in that game with Mark Coyne in the centres. So in 1995, he sort of made his mark there, and 1996, obviously Manly go on to win the competition, the premiership against St George. And look, that's probably going back previous to that, he actually made the 1994 Kangaroo Tour, so the last Kangaroo Tour in that long form as we know it. That was the last one that happened, so 1994, so he was a touring member of that side, played a few of the games against club sides over there in England, played Cumbria, Castleford, Sheffield, I should say, apologies, St Helens and Warrington as well. So he played some games over there. 1995 comes along. He actually played in the World Cup final for Australia against England. Previous to those, the 2 games, the semi-final against New Zealand, scored a try, scored a double against Fiji in Game 3 of that tournament. So 1995 was a big year representing Australia. Previous to that as well, he also, 1993, he played his first State of Origin game for New South Wales. He was on the bench that day. The game was up at Lang Park. And then basically from 1995, 1996, 1995, 1997, 98, 99, 2000, he was pretty much a regular of the side for New South Wales during those years. And look, coming out of that New South Wales, his Origin career, there is that iconic moment, him and Gordon Tallis, I think it was at Homebush one night, and there is a very iconic picture of Terry and Gordon basically nose to nose, hands on each other's jumpers, just holding each other up, fierce competitors together. And that is one of the most iconic rugby league photographs that you can see, and I guess moments as well. He wasn't going to shy down to Gordon Tallis in that arena, and as I said, that is one of the most iconic photos that you can see. But then 1996, it was an integral part of the Manly Sea Eagles, who, as I said, went on to win the competition there. So he's a premiership winner there. Played 246 games in total, scoring 89 tries. After Manly, he moved to the West Tigers in their their inaugural season in 2000. And he was one of the more experienced players there. And then his last year, he played 2005 for Manly's swan song there at Manly. So Manly and the West Tigers were where he had his most games played, then Western Suburbs, East and South. So 5 clubs that he played for. But look, what a player. He scored some great tries. All the highlight reels are coming out at the moment of some great tries that he scored for Australia, Manly, South, New South Wales. And look, it's still a shock to me that he has passed, and I just can't believe it. In trying to organise the podcast chat, I used to send, when somebody on social media would put up a Terry Hill moment, I would share it with him and just get his thoughts on that. There was one game, Newcastle and Manly, where I think he got into a bit of he was playing 5'8" in that game and got into a bit of a push and shove and maybe some fisticuffs with the Chief Harrigan as well. So he certainly didn't shy away from taking on the big guns, the big fellas, Chief Harrigan and Gordon Tallis. And certainly didn't shy away from that. But I think he scored 2 tries in that game and that moment as well. So I said that moment on team as well. There was another moment when he was playing for the West Tigers. It was sort of a bit of a, hope maybe you guys can remember it, but it was a little bit of a soccer moment where he sort of faked injury and sort of jumped down onto the ground and as if he was in massive amount of pain. I think trying to play for the penalty. But yeah, that was quite a funny thing to see as well. The other I guess notable things that he was known for as well was his time on the Footy Show on a Thursday night, usually back in those days. He used to be like the out and about reporter, go to the big movie premieres, but most notably what he was known for, I guess, was his involvement in the greyhound industry, and especially with a dog called Nads, and going down to Dapto Dogs and just, he had the flashy gold jacket on, and he'd talk to the punters down there, often getting laughs from the crowd as well. But just a larrakin and a great character off field, a player that probably every club needs. A player that every club needs in their team. So just to get that camaraderie going and the laughing and the joking and stuff like that. And he was a real good team man. So that's what I've heard most of his former teammates say in the media today about his passing. So a real character off the field, and a real tough competitor on it, who, as I said, could score a try, 89 of them. Most of those at Manly, obviously. I'm still in shock, and all the rugby league community is. Look, my condolences go out to his family and and friends, and also his former teammates as well. I know how much they'll miss him, and the rugby league community will miss him. He was doing some great work over in the Philippines, and unfortunately he is no longer with us, but he may be gone but never forgotten. That's for sure. I'm sure we'll see over the next couple of days a lot more tributes come out from former teammates and more videos as well. Look, I may even see if I can crack out the old Footy Show DVDs and just relive some of the great moments of the great man from that Footy Show. But look, it's very, very sad news, very shocking news, and look, I guess as I said, I was messaging Terry here and there, trying to organise a podcast chat. I wish we could have had a chat because, as I said, I reckon it would have been a laugh and really enjoyable, and I would have had all these questions lined up for him, but unfortunately, we just, for whatever we were both doing, we just couldn't get it organised and didn't get it done. And then obviously now he has passed, and that won't be happening, unfortunately. So look, condolences to Terry's friends, family, and former teammates, and look, rest in peace, Terry. We're going to miss you. But as I said, never forgotten. So rest in peace, Terry Hill.